The Flip Side of Board Games is sponsored in part this month by Peacekeeper Games, publisher of the puzzly game Gearworks. Take on the role of budding inventors intent on proving your mettle. Play your gears carefully as clever card placement helps you control areas of the board and reward the parts you need to build fantastical contraptions and score points at the end of the game. It's an interesting marriage of steampunk and Sudoku. A special bundle is currently available on their website, which includes a free deluxe playmat. And a new Kickstarter campaign will be running from March 12 to 31, 2024. Go check it out. Boy, this is what happens when I try to get fancy. I know you couldn't hear me there for a few seconds, but I know you can probably hear me now. All right, well, I'm trying something new here. We do have a new sponsor for the month of March, and that is an in-part sponsor, okay? So they're not throwing a whole bunch of cash at me, but they did help. So we have a new sponsor for the month of March, and the reason, I know it's not March yet, the reason that we're starting it in February is because I'm going to be gone for a week in March at Dice Tower West. So I figured I'd give them a month here on the end of February, and then the last 3 weeks of March will be that whole sponsorship thing. But anyway, that's why we have that. I came up with that bumper. There we go. And yeah, I know, no sound. How did the? Please let me know. How did the bumper sound? Did that go okay? I know I messed up a little bit there. There may have been a little bit of an echo there for a second because another tab started playing. You know, all that kind of stuff. But how did that go? Just let me know in the comments. I'll appreciate that. I will. Ad roll was fine. Good. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And the reason I didn't have a sound is because I had my mic turned off so that when YouTube put us live, there wasn't a whole bunch of background noise, and then that background noise be on top of the ad. But my thought process was, I've got 45 seconds to turn my mic on. And then, of course, the other tab starts going. So anyway, growing pains, folks, growing pains. That's all this basically is. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to another Fireside Chat. And I don't have any actual fake fire today because we are going to be doing a pretty big unboxing because I've been waiting for this to happen, to show up on my doorstep for a while now. I came back home this morning from dropping the kids off, getting Jesse some chai, and getting the car washed, depositing a paycheck in the bank, and just morning stuff. Got back and there was a FedEx truck on our street, and I was like, oh yeah, because he was parked in front of our house. And so I drove up, and sure enough, he had just come through the gate, and he was carrying a big old box. So looking forward to doing that. Welcome. Mel's Board Game Room is here. Good to see you. Hello, Mel. Good to see you. Ryan Moore is here. Blake Cavaney is here. Does getting cash thrown at you hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. But I do want to kind of explain. One of the things that we try to do here on the flip side is we try to be as transparent as possible. And so I know some of it probably goes without saying, and we're probably transparent to a fault sometimes because we just kind of give you too much information, and that a lot comes from me. Because I always have it in my mind that I want to try to be as transparent as possible, unless I'm not supposed to be transparent, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's a funny question, Blake, but no, it does not. Zexto is here. David Brownlee is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Good, good, good. Vanessa, good evening, everyone. Hello. Good to see you. You don't need to turn the mic off. It's called Just Don't Breathe Until the Ad is Done. Yeah, that might work too, although holding my breath for 45 seconds, that might not work very well. It was my first day back to work from winter break. I'm wiped out. Oh, no. How many trees did you have to climb, Vanessa? Because that's what I envision that you do. You climb the tree and you hug it a little bit, and then you look at it to see if it's okay, and you talk to it for a little while. I might have a little bit of a messed up view of what arborists actually do, but it works in my brain. Let's see. Secure your bag, my brother. I support you making money. Well, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. Ed Ortiz is here. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So first things first, we're just going to get a couple of things out of the way. We are going to see, as you saw earlier, there with that ad's going to be on a truckload of videos. We're going to just what I worked out with Kirk is that we're going to put that on most of our live videos. We're just going to run it, and hopefully by the end of the month, it'll be second, you know, whatever you call that. It'll be second nature. There you go. I'll know how to do it like the back of my hand. I don't look at the back of my hand very much. Anyway, we're going to be doing that. That's one of the kind of cool things that we have coming up. We do also have some... oh, where did they go? Some games from Bezier Games. Bezier Games has contracted us to do some live playthroughs, so I have to contact Jay Bernardo and get those scheduled. But that's going to be coming up probably within the month. I don't imagine we'll take longer than that to do those. But those are some things and those are all kind of contract things that we're going to be trying to do as the channel grows. Hopefully we'll be able to do these kinds of things a little bit more. Those are going to normally be in addition to what we normally do here on the Flipside. And so now some of them will of course take the place of what we would normally do. So we're not going to, any of those playthroughs are not going to detract from what you're used to getting here on the Flipside. So I think it'll be cool. We had some pretty cool games. We had the new version of the Castles of Mad King Ludwig come in. And we also had blueprints of the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, I think is what it's called. I know Blueprints is the name. But it's a flip and write game that's centered around that whole Castles of Mad King Ludwig vibe. Then we had another one that came in. Actually, we had two other games. One of them was on embargo, which we haven't shown you yet. I think the embargo is over, but it had a Post-it note on it, so I didn't show it to you. So anyway, it'll be either that one or Sandbag that we're also going to do a live playthrough for. But those are paid playthroughs. But again, it won't be any different than a regular playthrough. It's just the main difference between the playthroughs that we normally do and paid playthroughs are that the publisher has the ability to, or basically the control over when we do it and what time, what day and what time we do it. And then of course, I feel like I'm obligated to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row before we go live. Sometimes when we go live to do a playthrough, I came up with that idea a couple hours before we scheduled it. And I'm like, I'm going to do this because I got to get it to the table. I want to get it played, one of the two. But paid playthroughs put a little bit more control in the publisher's hands. If you pay us to play through a game, that kind of guarantees that it's going to get played. You're not basically waiting on the whim of me to get it done. So those are some cool things that are coming up. Queen Games sent us a bunch of stuff. So 3 games to be specific. We've got New York, the City Collection. We've got the Essential Edition of Marrakesh from Steffenfeld. And then we also have the Deluxe Edition of Copenhagen. From Queen Games. So those 3 have come in. So those are probably going to be showing up on the channel here pretty soon as well. There are some other things. Oh, Friday, Friday, we're going to be doing a live playthrough. It'll just be JT and I, but we're going to be doing a live playthrough of Philharmonics. This is a new game that's on Kickstarter right now. It's already funded, so you can go check it out. I did a preview of the game on the channel as well, and they use that as part of their campaign. So you can look at that, kind of give you an idea of what's coming up on Friday. JT and I are going to do a 2-player game of it, so it should run pretty smooth. But that's going to be coming up on our regularly scheduled live play on Friday. So that'll be at 1 o'clock Pacific time on Friday. So that'll make it 4 o'clock for you folks over on the East Coast. But that's coming up soon. I've got a review of Splitto coming up on the Dice Tower on Wednesday, and then there's going to be a bottom 5 list on this Friday. That is going to be the bottom 5 of 2008. And then on Monday next week, that's going to be the 4th of March. That's going to be a top 5 of 2008. And then the following Friday, which will be the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 8th, that's going to be the bottom 5 of 2009 on the Dice Tower, and then the top 5 will be on the following Monday. I'm also going to have a segment on Smorgasbord on Thursday, I believe, with the Dice Tower. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up. Tomorrow, Jesse and I are going to be doing a live review of Ostia and its expansion, Ostia Pirates. A little bit of a caveat there. I haven't played any of the other expansions. I think there are 2 other expansions that Ostia have, and I don't think that I've played either one of those, unless somehow, and I'm just not aware of it, he sent me the stuff for those expansions, but I don't think he did. So Junpei is their Kickstarter for Pirates begins tomorrow, I believe. And so we're going to be doing a live review of Ostia and Ostia Pirates. And Jess and I will be doing it together. Now, Ostia is a little bit out of Jess's wheelhouse, but she has played it multiple times, and she does have a good handle on it. And so that's why I wanted to include Jess, because it's going to give a little bit of a different perspective on that game. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want, I could have easily done it with me and JT. JT has played the game. But JT and I are both kind of more of a heavier style gamer, and Jessie is much more of a family style gamer. But I think she's going to have some neat insight after talking with her about it. So I wanted to include her on the live playthrough, and that'll be coming up tomorrow afternoon. So that's a little bit of a thing there. Let's see. Gearworks is such a puzzly game. I had a prototype a while ago. It is a very puzzly game. It absolutely marries that theme of steampunk to Sudoku in an interesting way. And I normally don't like Sudoku, but the way it does it, it works. So thank you for that input. I don't actually climb trees, Vanessa says. Some do, but I don't. I spent the day organizing work orders and trying to learn my new spray truck. You have a spray truck? I am instantly jelly. And trying to learn my new spray truck, perhaps it was more mentally exhausting than anything. Interesting. I can understand that. So what do you have in your spray trunk? Or truck? Sorry, I put the N in there, sorry. What do you carry around in your spray truck? What kind of spray? I always love when I make a joke and you go off on some serious discussion. That is me in a nutshell, dude. Totally. Because I see things from a number of different perspectives, and when anybody, no matter who it is, brings it up in a chat, unless it's overtly I'm joking around, and it can be like totally, I'm like, I wonder where that went. I wonder where that came from. But yeah, that's, yep, that's pretty much me to a T, bro. David Brownlee's thinking and problem solving is still real work and exhausting. That is absolutely correct. Vanessa says, I was moving around too. I just hope I can remember how all the valves work. I think the difference between work and play might just be your willingness to do it again. If you can, find a way to get paid for playing. Yep. Dinner is ready. Got to go for now. Might be back. All right. See you later, Vanessa. I guess I scared her off with her with her spray truck question. I'm sorry. But we want to know that kind of spray. I know, right, Plague? She just took off. You had me at pirates. Sudoku, throw up. Got it. Me too. I mean, people will sit there with a Sudoku pad, JT's one of them, and just go to town. And I'm like, dude, that's so boring, man. It looks so boring. Plus I can't, I don't know. My brain just starts hurting after a little while. Brett Bolt says, can you share with us the structure of your part-time return to the Dice Tower? Yes, I can. Part-time structure of the Dice Tower is simply that I'm going to be providing one review a week. I'm also going to be providing one other video of my choice. Right now, my choice is doing the bottom 5 videos for the Dice Tower, and then the top 5 half of that bottom 5 gets put up on right here on the Flipside on Mondays, which you can see that the top 5 of 2007, 2007 went up today. Before that, you can see the top 5 dragon games or games with dragons. And so both of those have a bottom 5 half. You know, they have numbers 6 through 10 on the Dice Towers. So that's what we're doing. I have one review and one video of my choice going up on the Dice Tower every week. And then I'm also doing a segment every other week on Smorgasbord. So basically it's 2.5 videos a week. And then I'll be brought in on some Dice Tower events. The ones that we have been talking about thus far are the Dice Tower Retreat. And then we're also, I'm going to Dice Tower West next week. And then Dice Tower East is in talks. We don't know if I'm going to be able to get there or not. I really want to bring my family to it. And I have to figure that out on the family side, if we can do that first, before we take any other further steps. But that, in a nutshell, is basically my part-time work for the Dice Tower. I'll be pulled into some events throughout the course of the year, and then I'll be putting up about 2.5 videos a week through on a regular basis. Sneaky. Aaron, what are your top 3 dungeon crawlers? Top 3 dungeon crawlers. Off the top of my head, I definitely have some, but I don't. I would say probably I want to put Sword and Sorcery on there, but I haven't played it in a while. I would need to play it again before I definitely put that down there. Other dungeon crawlers. Dungeon crawlers is such a nebulous concept at this point. So I would probably go with I think Massive Darkness 2, as long as you're not playing it with a number of, like, a full complement of players, would be in the running. I would consider Zombicide a fashioning of a dungeon crawler, so that would probably be in the lists there somewhere. I've already mentioned Sword and Sorcery, Descent, Journeys in the Dark, Descent 2nd edition. I've got that on my shelf. I just haven't been able to get to it yet. Those are some of the ones that would be on the list. I've played a number of other ones, and yeah. So just off the top of my head, that would be a start to my short list, at least. Not that any of those that I mentioned would absolutely make it. My son and I are really enjoying Marvel Dice Throne. Yeah. When will your next Dice Throne playthrough be? Have you ever tried Dice Throne Adventures? No, I haven't tried Dice Throne Adventures yet. That's interesting, though, the co-op version of it. I really would like to try it. I just don't have it. Top 2007 list was good. I would still give honorable mention to Biblios. Do you plan doing lists for 2008 and above? Yes. The whole reason behind us doing that is so that you guys could get to know JT's gaming background a little bit better. We actually wanted to go all the way back to 2005, but that kind of overreached his involvement in the hobby. So we went. 2007 was the furthest back that he felt comfortable, and that was the key there, is that he felt comfortable putting a list together. So we basically started at 2007, and we're gonna work on up to about 2020, 2021, because we've already done our 2023 and 2022 lists last year. So we did both of those, but we wanted to go back and kind of provide a little bit of a, consider them prequels because if you watch his 2022 and 2023, you have a pretty good idea of what kind of gamer he is right now. But what we're doing now is kind of providing the baseline of where he came from, and it also gives me the opportunity of going back and looking at those games again. And I think probably some of the games that are on the lists now may not have been on lists that I would have made back when I was with the Dice Tower. So, yeah. Thank you for that, David. I appreciate it. What do you miss about living in Florida? The people, Brett, and that is all. I don't miss the area. I don't miss Miami. I don't miss the weather. I miss the people that I lived and worked with and played with. I was, and I'm not just talking about the people of the Dice Tower. I'm talking about people in my church, people I worked with when I was working for the school. All of those people, I miss all of those people. Some of them aren't there in Homestead anymore. They've moved a little further north, but I miss all those people, but that's all. I don't miss anything else. I don't miss hurricanes. I certainly don't miss hurricanes. I don't miss the heat. I don't miss having to mow your lawn 24/7 all year long. I don't miss the humidity. I don't miss sand. I don't miss any of that. None of palm fronds all over the place. Don't miss any of that stuff. But I do miss the people. And hopefully we'll see them again someday. But that's all I miss from Florida. That's for sure. How do you put up half a video? Kidding. I know what you mean. I'm not going to wax eloquent on you, Blake. Don't worry. Post the video without the audio. Nice. Mel's Board Game Dice Throne Adventure is neat. Yeah, I thought it would be. Jesse is here. Hello, Jesse. Cuba will probably be on my 2000 list if I can get it off the shelf of shame. Beautiful artwork, though. Yeah, Cuba is a good game, but I've only played it once, and I don't really remember that much about it. I just remember that I did play it. Yeah, that's why it wasn't really on my list. But all right, so that's a good start for the chat. We're not done, but I do want to get to unboxing because I can't wait anymore, y'all. Mel's Board Game Room says hello, Jesse. I need to get Jesse and Mel to meet each other because I'm pretty sure you guys will get along. All right, so here we go, and I put this up here like this because I wanted you to see. Thanks, FedEx. Thank you. That's a hole right in the box. I can't feel any damage to the actual game box, but thanks a lot, FedEx. Appreciate it. Well, look, I'm not getting too hard on FedEx. I know stuff happens. I know. But we are going to get this puppy opened because I've been waiting for this game for quite some time. And everybody seemed to be getting it before me. So, oh, I still have more. There we go. Oh, it's a thick box. It's a thick box. So, I am going to change the camera angle. Don't worry. Oh. Nope, that's got to go away. What is this? Plastic tokens. Oh. See, I'm going to have to stand up because this is Nito Frito. So we've got the Spacing Guild. Boom. And we've got the Smugglers. Sweet. And all right. No damage to the box. It was just to the outside of the box. So, boom. There's that. All right. So I'm going to put all this back in here. Get that off the table, and then sit back down. Then, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh, man. Classic tokens, the Spacing Guild, and that, the Smugglers. All right, cool. Look at this. I love what they did with the title. How they made it look to say Dune, no matter how you have it flipped. I love that. I think that's really cool. And yes, it is massive. It's huge. So let's go ahead and go down to the bottom here. And I don't even know how that looks. I didn't check that. Well, it works fine. It looks good. All right. So here we have. I gotta work on that. Sorry. I'm gonna change this so we can get it a little bit more. Let me see if I can work this out here a little bit. I know that's making you guys a little sick. I'm sorry. So we'll go right there. Make sure we're focused. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. Okay. So, one thing that I didn't realize is that Gale Force 9 was part of this. That's interesting. They must have the rights. That must be what it is. But cool. All right. So Dune Warfare Rackets, the exclusive edition. Ooh. A world is supported by four things: the learning of the wise, the justice of the great, the prayers of the righteous, and the valor of the brave. But all of these things are as nothing without a ruler who knows the art of ruling. Well, interesting. All right, so there we go. Oh, the new car smell. Just kidding, it's not a new car. All right. It looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. Oh my goodness. All right, so we'll put that off to the side. Nobody cares about that. Oh boy, this is a thick rule book. So we'll just take a few moments, flip through a few pages. How many pages? 48. Index starts at 47, special rules 46. Solo mode starts at 41, 3 to 4 players is 38. Okay, so we're talking about a 40-page rule book. So there's all of the different things that come in. No, old man of the desert. It looks so good. It looks so good. I can't believe this game is finally here. Wow, I like the board. Can't wait to look at it. Minis look good too. There's a picture of the setup, so you kind of get an idea. I know people have already done a number of unboxings and so forth, so I won't take too much time. Cool. Looking forward to this so much. All right, so there's the rule book. Oh boy. All right. And now we have, look at the bottom of the box for the tray guide. What? All right, CMON's usually pretty good about that, about showing you how to store the game. So the spice must flow. There's that. And then we've got Giddy Prime. Siege Tabor. House Atreides. Fremen Allies. And then the Carino Allies and House Harkonnen. So they're all kind of different sizes too. Yeah, it looks like the two House Harkonnen and the Carino Ally, those are both the same, and then the Fremen and the House Atreides are the same, and then Giddy Prime and Siege Tabor are different sizes. So, all right, and then I don't know what this is for. The spice must flow, though. All right, all of these. Oh wow, these are pumping out like butter. Butter. So these pumped out pretty good. They're pretty thick too. Pretty thick. Pretty good. So here we have the rim wall on the west, a hole in the rock, and the splintered rock. So these are probably things that go on the board, but neato. All right. Oh, be careful. Stop punching out stuff. I'm going to put that over there because we must open this box. Urgh. Oh my goodness, that is a brick o' minis. Are you kidding me? This is the board. Look how thick that is. All right, let's see. Already running out of space here. Let's get this open. We'll show this first and then we'll do the miniatures. All right. They put the board in plastic, y'all. All right, I'm going to move it because this looks like this thing's going to be unfolding for days. So I got to move all this other stuff here. I'll put this down there. That'll be safe. Down. Oh, there's two. Oh. Okay, well that's a little bit more. Oh my goodness. No, this is two halves, isn't it? Is it two halves? I think it is. Holy Moses and Aaron. Okay, so this is half the board? You can try to get it up here so you can see. You can't even see the bottom. Okay, there you go. I have it hanging off the table. by about 8 inches, just so that I can get the bottom of the board. Now I am kind of tightened up a little bit, but like this is half of the board, and this is the other half. This is a gigantic board. My goodness, I'm loving it. Oh man, I can't wait to get this game to the table. I can't wait. So super cool. All right, now look at the bottom of the box for the tray guide. There's the tray guide. So this is what each of the different ones will, this is what each of the different, so here's one tray, here's another tray, here's another tray, here's another tray. So I like that they do that. That's cool. That's very cool. Oh man, look at all this stuff. Is this the biggest board you've ever seen? Twilight Imperium 4th edition, well, I mean, Twilight Imperium period, has a big playing surface. It's not a board, it's a modular board, but these dice are really cool. I love these kinds of dice because these dice have the rounded corners. I just love the way they feel, and I love how they roll. Just feels like they roll better than the angular ones, but I know there's probably somebody out there that will say, no, you're wrong. It's okay, I'm okay being wrong. I just love these dice. These are cool. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I like it. I'll try to put all those things back in there, keep them all together. And then we have a whole bunch of decks of cards. We'll save those for later. Frankly, a bag for House Atreides. It looks like. Super cool. All right. Man. All right, I'm going to get even closer in on some of these so that you can see them a little bit better. So let's see if I can be a little bit more gentle though. Scoot over. And then let's see if we can go in. All right. Let's try to do it like this for now. Let's see if we can get it focused in like that. Looks pretty close. That looks pretty close. So we've got these guys, and I have no idea who all of these people are. So please don't ask. But I am going to try to show you as many of them as I can at the same time. So I would imagine that these guys are, that looks like it's probably Duncan, but I don't know, so don't quote me on that. But anyway, just trying to show you all these as much as I can so we can maybe see how it's going. Oh, that guy's backwards. Oh, I know who that is, I think. Little traitor. He did it, he had to, but he's a traitor. And then we have these little houses back here. These are pretty cool. Just a whole bunch of them, but they're just dwelling places, I think. Try to show them. You kind of get the idea there. Can you get that? Yeah? Oh. This is the problem, isn't it? Try and find out where that's where that one goes. This one I bet you goes right there. No. Maybe. Maybe. No idea. Like that is probably that person right there. No. No. Yes. This one. Oh my goodness. There, that one goes there. That one goes there. I found it. That one goes there. All right, I got it. Sorry. I know that was probably really boring for you guys and gals. Sorry. That was my bad. My bad. Then we have, whoa. Okay, we're just going to show those to you. Check those out. Holy cow. Super cool. I know, these are the bad guys, but it still looks super cool. They're all pretty much the same too, so, but you get the idea. Did somebody order a large worm? How am I supposed to get this dude out of here? I'm trying to, with one hand, untwist the twisty ties that have, and I'm doing it blindly. So I'll let you look at those for a little bit while I try to get this thing out of the way. All right, let's see. How in the... Okay. You guys saw how this worm was... Oh, I think I got it. Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. All right, there, we got it. Okay, gotta put some of these things back. Yes, huge is the correct word for what you were wanting to talk about there. Some of these things fell out and I don't know where they go and I don't want to take the time. Oh wait, he goes there. Got it. He goes here. Got it. He goes there. That person goes there. I think. That person goes there. That person goes there. Oh, there's two more. Boom, boom. All right. So. Look at the size of that thing. Okay, I went too much in. That's the big one. And this is the small one. So they are indeed huge. What in the world? these are really cool models, I have to say. Goodness, this one feels like it's pretty hollow, but that is amazing detail. I mean, I know it's just scales, but even inside the mouth, a lot of good detail there. I think that's really cool. That's really cool. These kinds of things are really fun to paint too. You just got to find the time to do it. But oh my goodness, I don't even know how to put this thing back in here. Yeah, I guess I should have paid a little bit more attention. Like this, like that. I have no idea. I'll figure it out later. Going back to some of the other ones, some of the other minis that are in here. These look like they're probably Fremen or the Allies. And more of these Adobe-like houses. So that's super cool. Then we have these tanks. Look, these are the harvesters, I imagine. Oh, I'm off camera, sorry. These are the harvesters. And these are the carry-alls, I would imagine. Please tell me. No, they don't quite fit in there. But these look cool too. Huge models though. Here are the bases that you put on them. Super cool, man. Even the bottom side has all the detail from the tracks on them. That's just really neat. The smaller choppers. Cool. Factories, I imagine. Or maybe that's a Harkonnen base. I don't know. I don't know yet. But man, oh man, I'm looking forward to getting it to the table. All right. So that's that. Keep those out of the way. Now we've got some plastic tokens we're going to open. Baby sandworm. Guess I'm hungry. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention too much to the Sniper Gotcha's here. All right, cool. Ooh, I like it. I get to replace the cardboard. I'm excited about these. Oh, these are so cool. These are super good. They're not very thick or dense, but they do work out pretty well. My family's arriving home, so you're going to hear some background noise. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You're going to probably hear Strider going crazy as well. Just the way it is. Come on in.
We will. We've been watching.
Y'all. But this is really neat. These are neat things. I like it. I'm glad I kind of did the extra. Yes. Hello.
Hi. It's
Hello.
huge.
It is. It is huge.
Oh my gosh.
There is so much of this. And I haven't even finished yet.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the sandworm.
That is ridiculous.
Yep. So let's get to
Wow.
the Space Guild and get this one open. So the Space Guild here. Oh, that's tight. There's the board. I'm a little tight. Let me, I guess it'll be okay. So one for the Fremen. It's like one for, I mean, oh, not for the Fremen, for the Atreides. One for Harkonnen. Cards. And Are these taped? Yep, they're taped. Okay. I'm working on it, sorry. Whoops. That was a bag. Glad that was just a bag, not something that went. Alright, I think that'll be enough. Should be able to get it off now. So, that looks cool. I don't even know what this is. Looks neat though. These ships look cool too. Sweet. Looks like they're no, they're not exactly the same, are they? These are pretty close, the big ones. The big ones are pretty close to the same, but these smaller ships are different. So, these and these. Two different kinds of ships. But, really awesome. And then we have a whole bunch of other little dudes down here. Oh, I bent his sword a little bit. That sucks. I'll have to fix him later. Oh, I bet you these might be the Emperor's people. The Emperor's guys. Neato Frito, man. Well, these go in there, and then this goes on top, I bet you. Yep. And this needs to go in there. Oh, it's a navigator. That's what that thing is, the navigator. The guild navigator. Sweet. And then, this was on the bottom of it, so I guess it's... Huh. I don't know. All right. That's the spacing guild, so we're going to put that back in the box along with this thing right here. And we put that back in there like that. And then the smugglers. This is the last thing, as if and pretty neat. Just show what's in the box. Oh man. Stubborn to it. Smuggler's camp. A little board for that. And this is probably going to have... Oh. Oh wait, yeah, there is. Now, the frequency of how well they tape these should probably be a little bit, you know, the same, maybe? Goodness. Is there some on the side too? Nope. Okay. There we go. Check that out. That's pretty stinking cool. Pretty stinking cool indeed. I'm loving it. It's just amazing. Miniature quality on these is off the charts, y'all. These are great. Comes with its own little die. And what is that? This looks like a little hut. Little sandy glue. Just kidding, it's not a sandy glue. Well, it might be. Never know. Those look great. So, put that back in here like, oh, wait, did I put it on there wrong? I did. That in there like this. That's the bottom of the smuggler's box. That goes in there like that. This goes here. That goes there. And that goes on top. And that comes back down this way. All right, now, here's the problem that I now have. Okay, there we go. Kind of fixed the problem. Just need to get some more space here, that's all. Oh, there we go. All right, so much stuff is correct, Vanessa. Absolutely correct. You coming back?
That's a lot of stuff.
Yep, I'm on this screen now, so I need to read Dune again. Still tent, baby sandworm, baby sandwich, upgraded bits. Yes, that is correct. These should be cool. Spacing Guild ships are sweet. Is that a sand? Oh, come on, David. You went. You went there, dude. Why'd you go there, David? Don't be naughty now. You get him, Kabuki. Give him a hot water bath. Yep, I know. Christopher Walken. Sardukar. The spice must flow. Let's see. Why is Atreides the eagle? Wasn't that House Almond? I don't know.
No.
I didn't read the book. Did you read the book?
Actually, this is one I haven't read.
You call yourself a bibliophile. How dare you?
I have a certain thing I like to read.
It's like Luke's childhood home. Is it heavy? Yes. Well, it's not as heavy as you would expect it to be because of its size. Like the box is huge. Box is huge. This is full of miniatures, and this is the size of the box. So the box is huge. You would expect it to be super heavy. It is not as heavy as you would probably expect it to be. Maybe it is. For me, it was not. So there you go. So we're going to do that right there. Now, this is not the only unboxing that we have. I did get another box in today as well. And this one came in from 25th Century. Chad is a buddy of mine, and over at 25th Century, Chad Elkins, and so whenever they get some new stuff, they send it to me, and I super appreciate it. So first of all, we have looks like a game called from Matt Riddle, Ben Pinchback, and Adam Hill, French Quarter. So French Quarter is here. Strider, you leave that cardboard paper alone. Beautifully illustrated strategic roll-and-write game about visiting the heart of New Orleans. So there you have it. We'll go ahead and get this open real quick. Go back down to the table. So you get two for the price of one here, folks. This is getting me all jazzed. Book is amazing. Seriously, possibly my all-time favorite sci-fi novel. That's cool. Well, I'm going to have to move back a little bit now, because we're not showing off miniatures, we're just showing off a roll and write. So let's back off just a little bit there. That should be good. Just make sure we have a good focus. Yeah, there we go. And so, French Quarter. This is from 25th Century Games and Motor City Gameworks. So here's the rule book. Very colorful. That's a cool thing. And it doesn't look like it's very heavy either. Game end is already right here on page 8. So you have basically 4 pages of 4 regular size pages of rules, And then you probably have clarifications and bonuses and stuff like that all back here. So it doesn't look like it's, oh, there's a solo mode. That's cool. All right, we'll be checking that out probably. But you get the idea. So here is, oh wow, two pads of paper. And there's a lot of writing on them, so I don't want to take anything for granted here. But, wow, little wooden bits, the fleur-de-lis. I don't know what these are. I want to say that they're a limousine. See, that looks like a limousine, doesn't it? I don't know if it looks like a limousine to you. Maybe it's just a bridge. But it's got a bumper on the front. That's got to be a limo. But that's a really long limo, though. I don't think those are limos, but I think they may be. So, little cool bits and pieces. These are neat. You have a bunch of cards as well. I did know that a package from 25th Century was coming, but I did not know what was in it, so I haven't looked at this at all. So you have a bunch of different cards. So taxis are going to move you 1 to 4 spaces, it looks like. Street cars can move you to any space. On Dolphin Street. All right. So street cars, carriages move 1 to 3. Socialize, you only move 1. You move slower when you're talking to people. Go figure. Riverboat, move to any space on Decatur Street or North Front Street. Wow. Some of these, I have spent some time in New Orleans, not a whole lot, but some of these cities, street names sound very familiar because a lot of places in the South have very similar names to their streets. So, but I do remember Decatur Street, North Front Street, and from going to New Orleans. So a buddy of mine had his birthday party at the Hard Rock Cafe in New Orleans, and his parents drove him and a bunch of his friends over, and I was one of them. So these are nice dice. I like these dice, man. I like the way they are. I like the color of them, how they're kind of a swirly pastel. I like those colors a lot. So that's cool. All right, a roll and write about going to New Orleans. I'm down. I think this would be a pretty neat thing to be a part of. So I'll put all that back together later. Don't you worry, folks. I'm not a monster. I'm just trying to hurry it on up here. All right, so that's that. And then the other one that came in is Colorfield. Colorfield is designed by Mondo Davis, and artwork is by Peach Benitez. So again, not really sure what this is about here. Oh, it looks interesting. It's time to paint your masterpiece. Choose paint tiles to add to your canvas so you compose 3 beautiful artistic paintings in this game for 2 to 4 players. Match colors on the tiles to score points as you create these stunning works of art. All right, that's interesting. This is one of the things that I really like about 25th Century games is that they come up with, they usually produce games that are super family friendly, and they super usually do well at game nights. So that's why I'm super pumped to get a box from 25th Century. So you have this. Looks like there might be some drafting in there from the palette board. You draft tiles from the palette board, looks like. This is cool. This looks cool. I don't know if it's going to be cool, but it looks cool. Oh, that's neat. There's a little paintbrush thingy in there. That's cool. Community tools. So, looks like there's some cards here. Paint tile, discard tile for all of these. Mash stick. Okay, well, I don't know what any of this stuff does. I'm just trying to show you what some of the components are looking like. That's all. Really, Strider, are you enjoying scratching your ear, buddy? Because it sounds like you are. All right. Come on. Come on, Sam. You got to be smarter than the plastic, right? So here we have, looks like these are the player boards. So there's 4 of them. And then it looks like here's the palette board. You can have it on one side or the other. That looks pretty cool. Ooh. All right. I don't know what that's for. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That was probably loud. These pop out pretty good. And they're not super thick, but they are not flimsy either. So they're right in the middle there. That's good. Color field makes something beautiful. Looks like this is going to be a score chart. And then it looks like the rest are just going to be different tiles that you will score during the course of the game. So, and these are the same thickness as the tiles I already showed you earlier, but on one side, round 3. Oh, okay. Looks like there's different tiles for round 2. Let's see, round 3. Foundation. All right, so these are probably starter spots or something. I don't know. Round 1. The other one you saw was round 3 already. Then you have a couple of round 2. So there you get it. You get the idea. All right. Well, that is Field of Color. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Color Fields. Sorry. Color Field from 25th Century Games. That looks cool. So Color Field and French Quarter. All right. I have built myself a fort out of unboxed games. Silica gel. Ooh, donut. Eat. Homer Simpson. The difference in sizes between these two games is comical. Right? I mean, really, you could have fit multiple copies of both of these games in the one box of Dune. But again, it's two completely different scopes. Let's see. I suddenly crave a beignet. A beignet. Talk about a stretch. Let's talk about a stretch limo, right? Those things were like super long. No way that car would have withstood being sat in. Round 3 is when you totally go full butt whooping during the game. Everyone knows that. Oh, that's probably true. Sure, look at just comically long. Yep. What's the smallest thing? That's not just a deck of cards. What's the smallest thing? That's not just a deck of cards. Yeah, I don't know what this was. I'm assuming this is what you were talking about. Okay. So these look like they are just discard piles for the different types of stuff. I don't know, but these are goals. Yeah, community tools, goals is what they look like, because this one says Maul Stick, score 1 point for each perfect tile scored by any other player. Abstract Dualism, score 2 points if you match an edge marked with a 2 to another edge marked with a 2. So these look like they're going to be goal cards that you're trying to score Scored any 2 tiles twice. Hype Machine, People's Champion. Choose a color and score 1 point for each matched edge of that color on the next player's painting. So, yeah, these are not just a deck of cards. They look like they are probably, for the most part, they are goal cards, or, you know, whether they are, I mean, they're called community tools, so I'm imagining, sorry, Strider, I'm imagining they are community goals that everybody's going to try to reach, but I don't know. The next time you are back at the Dice Tower Studios in Florida, can you try to do a Miami Dice review with Tom and Z? I really missed the intro and video music. I meant smallest game, that's not a deck of cards. Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Super looking forward to Dune. I am kind of... I'm going to be watching some videos because reading rulebooks is not my forte. But I'm going to have to watch some videos and read the rulebooks so I can get my head wrapped around that. The thing is that maybe I'll be able to play a game of Dune at Dice Tower West with Roy on top of reading the rulebook, because that's the way I learn best. I can read through a rulebook and then sit down and go, how'd that go again? But if I read the rulebook and then I play the game with somebody else teaching it, then I'm like, okay, now I get it. All the stuff works together and it's all good to go. So I'm going to do my best to try to commandeer some time from Roy and see if he can get it taught. I know they already taught. I haven't watched the review of it because I don't like watching reviews unless I already have learned how to play the game, because I don't like the reviews tainting my my opinion of it. Not that it always will, but yeah, I mean, like, for example, I played Kelte. And then I watched, I had already learned how to play Kelte, and I had already played Kelte, and I already have my own opinion of Kelte. And then when they put up the Dice Tower review of it, I was like, okay, now I want to watch it. And just suffice to say, I agree more with Mike than I do with Z or Camilla. But that's it. Yeah, I know Roy adored it. I know he did. And I know he would have. This is super down his wheelhouse. So AEG is getting close to shipping Let's Go to Japan. Probably my most anticipated game for 2024. Super stoked. Cool. Yeah, I'm. You know, this is this is kind of a when it rains it pours type of thing, because both of these came in today, like this morning. As a matter of fact, I had just got through scheduling the playthrough. The Fireside chat to do Dune, and Strider started barking at the door, and that was the USPS lady dropping off the 25th Century box. So I was like, well, I'm going to do both, because we will. Jimmy Dean just tried to sell me sausage from the grave. Sorry, Vanessa. Jimmy Dean sausage is good. We use a lot of their breakfast bowls, Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls, for breakfast around here, because they're like 23 grams of protein. You know, get you started off right in the morning. But that's about that. All right, so Vanessa, you're back now. You have to tell us, or did she? Did she tell us what the spray was in her spray truck? What kind of spray does Vanessa have? Did she ever say? Doesn't look like she did. Yes, you do have to watch the first movie first. I saw that. Okay, so she hasn't answered. Vanessa, what kind of spray do you have in your spray truck? I'm assuming pesticides. That's what I'm going for. But maybe it's not pesticides. Maybe it's things to just help things grow. Some kind of I'm going with some kind of chemical. I'm sure it's probably not just water. There's probably water to make the mixture, but there has to be something that you've learned about, because you had to spend all day learning about it. So there's got to be something there. It can be all sorts of things. Maybe it's skunk spray. No, skunks have got the spray figured out. They don't need to be taught how to spray their stuff. They're basically little egg pucks you nuke, and they have like ham or bacon in them. It's like a tiny omelet. Okay, that's different. There are little bites, like omelet bites, that Jimmy Dean does, and our kids really don't like those that much. Well, I think Dante likes them. I don't think the other two like them very much. But the bowls, the Jimmy Dean bowls, those are actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good, indeed. Water is a chemical. Okay, fine. I meant some other kind of chemical. Chris says, found CMON through Marvel United, which led to Zombicide and Cthulhu Death May Die. Enjoyed many Kickstarter videos on Quackalope, but there was some controversy with him in the past year. What was your experience working with him? I will say this. I do not know all of the details. I do believe, and I don't know. Okay, there's a difference between knowing all the facts and reading what people have said are the facts and basing them against the kind of person that you believed Jesse to be. I believed Jesse to be, and I still believe, let me say that very specifically, that Jesse is a good guy. From what I read, my opinion is that was much ado about nothing. I think it was a lost in translation situation, and I don't know that to be absolute fact, but that is the impression that I have based on who I know Jesse to be and the things that I was able to read. I believe that was a huge kerfuffle over a very basic something being lost in translation. I don't think that such a big deal should have been made of it. I certainly don't think that it should have been so traumatizing for him. He is a good guy. And I don't... he's helped me tremendously in the past. He helped me set up the studio. He and I put these lights where they are. He helped me install the light bar that they are attached to. He went to the hardware store with me to pick out the stuff that I needed to put this room together. He helped me learn how to use my cameras better. Jesse is a good guy, and I hated to see that happen to him because I really don't think he meant anything the way it was taken. But again, I wasn't sitting in the room. I wasn't part of any of those conversations. That's all second, kind of like a second wind type look at things, outsider looking in. But I've broken bread with Jesse. He's been in my house. He's helped me tremendously in the past. And my experience with Jesse is that it's much different than I've heard a lot of people saying, and I'll put it that way. And I've got friends on both sides of that equation. So I don't know. I don't know everything about it. But all I do is I take what my experience has been and what I've been able to read, and I try to piece things together as best I can. Because I'm not going to be what like one of my favorite lines from a new Theocracy song called Flicker is the term tragedy vampires. You know, people who just look for all the bad things that are going on, and that's what they talk about. And that's not me at all. So I have enjoyed working with Jesse over the years, and I'm super happy that he and Shira were finally wed, and I wish them the absolute best going forward. I can't wait to be able to spend time with them again, really. We coincided at Origins last year, and I didn't realize that he was there until the last day when I was headed out to the airport, and that was a bummer. I wish I would have been able to spend time with him then and talk to him at least, you know. But that's that. Let's see here. Jimmy Dean Bowles are excellent, Danny says. Thank you. Vanessa says, I spray pesticides, fungicides. Is that how you say that? Fungicides? I don't know.
Can I join you? Or do you want
Yeah, you can come in.
You don't need a mic. I'll just sit next to you.
Okay. Sure.
You're fine.
I'll scoot over this way. And then it says, Jimmy Dean Bowles. Okay, so pesticides, fungicides, or inject fertilizer into the ground. Oh. So Vanessa is a poop injector for work.
I think that was a stretch.
I saved that word until you sat down.
Didn't you?
I did.
You're so sweet. Well, it took me a few minutes to get home. And then I could come in.
No worries. All our materials are mixed with water. It's a chemical. I have had one of those bowls, I think. Is that the thing you crack an egg into? No. It's not. No, these are all, they're pre-made, pre-made scrambled eggs. You just have to basically warm them up. And you put them in for like a minute and a half, bring it out, stir it up, put it back in for another 45 seconds or something, and then boom, let it stand for about a minute and it's ready to go. I usually do 3 of them at a time. I use cook in the wrong way. This is not really cooking. I usually do all 3 of them at the same time. And if you do 3 of them at the same time, you have to put them in for about 5 minutes, stir them all, and then put them all 3 back in for about a minute and a half. And then they're good to go.
I've never done more than 1 at a time. I make the other kids wait.
+1 for Jimmy Dean sausage, breakfast sausage. Haven't tried the grave sausage.
The gravy one.
Oh, gravy sausage. Okay. I read the exchanges that are part of that controversy, and I think it is a bit of a communication breakdown, and maybe some hubris on Jesse's part. I don't. Again, I think it is at its foundation a loss of effective communication working, where things may have been taken for granted or assumed, or I don't know. But I think it is at its core. I think it is a breakdown of communication, long and short of it. Thanks so much for the honest answer. I felt the same way about the Quackalip stuff. Glad to hear that your experiences were good. Yep. But I didn't detect outright maliciousness. Absolutely not. And that's the thing. That's the thing with me. I did not detect from either side that there was any malignity going on, that one was trying to outdo the other. And I think that was unfortunate that a reporter got his hands on it and blew it out of proportion before they were able to work it out. Because I think that could have been easily worked out with a phone call, with a Zoom call, anything. It could have been simply worked out. But and I think that's why it was, some of it was lost in translation, because it was a native English speaker working with non-native English speakers, and that muddies the water already from the beginning. So anyway, I definitely didn't detect any maliciousness, and so I'm not going to hold any of that against him at all. He's absolutely welcome here. Him and Shira both. Always. But that's just that. And I'm not saying that the publisher did anything wrong either. Go ahead.
Neither of us actually work for Quackalope, so we're not really involved on the
No, we're not.
Who knows and what knows.
He is just a friend. And I say just to simply say that there's no. That's the relationship that we've had with him.
Yeah, and that's not.
They're friends of ours, and that's not going to change. Yeah. So, something blown out of proportion on the internet. Shocker, Vanessa says. No, say it ain't so.
You have made a mess in here.
I've made a fort.
You have made a fort. Like the table is getting taller and taller.
No, I'll get it cleaned up. It'll be all good. I've got a video over there that's being exported right now, rendered, and so I've got time to clean this up. Don't worry.
No stress. It's not my mess.
Don't you worry about it.
Oh, I leave enough messes in the house.
Do we have anything else going on tonight? I don't think so, right?
We don't.
Okay.
Shh.
Yeah, right. So I've got time to do it. I've got time to clean up.
You say
It'll be all good. It'll be all good. Hour and a half for an unboxing and a fireside chat. I don't have. Well, I guess I do have a fire here. Dune is pretty hot.
You could have gone with something else that was hot here.
Well, Dune has been on this live longer.
It is hot. Yes.
It's a hot game.
It is a hot game.
There is something else that's hot in the room as well.
Thank you.
The lights.
The temperature. The airflow.
These are cool. Did you see these?
No, I didn't see this one at all.
This is another tile laying game where you have, I don't know where they're under here.
Oh, a little palette. Oh, I'm liking the arty
where
ones.
you have a little board and you're trying to lay these tiles in certain ways where they will match with the other colors, you know. Like maybe that doesn't work, but you get it. So you're trying to build your first masterpiece, and you score points based on some of these different cards that are out here.
Sure.
It looks like it's really light. I mean, super light.
I like that.
Light. 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, 20 to 45 minutes.
Fun.
So, and then there's this roll and write about going around doing things on the French Quarter in New Orleans. So that looks pretty cool too.
Cool.
A couple of games from 25th century.
Sounds fun.
But let's see. Brant Sanderson. Best game you have each played in February.
Hard questions.
No, that's not a hard question. Just think about the games that you've played. What's your favorite one? No, that's just a punch out. I didn't throw it.
I was like, what are you doing?
Best game you have each played in February. Just think about the games that you've played in February. February is almost over.
Yes.
So we've had a lot of game nights.
We have had a lot of game nights.
Get that. Could you try again?
No.
Nobody asked you, Alexa.
Nobody. That was Siri.
Oh, that was Siri.
Stop.
I'm not sure I understand.
Stop, Siri.
Best games we've played in February.
Oh, George is bringing biscuits and gravy.
Just have the gravy part, honey.
What did you say?
Just have the gravy part, honey.
No. About the games. Answer the question.
I'm trying to think. We've had so many different games.
I want the truth.
Can't handle
You
the truth.
can't handle the truth.
Okay, you go first.
Well, it's not games that that I have. I really, really, really enjoyed Unsettled. That JT and I played live. I don't know that it was the best. I think the best game experience that I've had this month was after us at game night at Steamers West.
That was a good night.
That was a good night, and that was a good game. And the reason I think I liked that experience the best this month is because I sat down with 5 other people that had never played the game before. Only one of them was a gamer, and the other 4, this was like one of their very early on, at least I think, experiences with games. And I was able to sit down, and by the end of that game, they were all loving it. Everybody was standing.
Great. I really enjoyed the Fox experiment.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a fun game.
I did.
I don't know that it was the best game I've played in February, but it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played it before. And
Neither have
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, Doug and Emily brought it down
Yeah.
the day after our Steamers
Okay,
West game night, and they
thought it
taught
was
us how
really
to
fun.
play. We were actually supposed to play the second half of the Lost Ruins of Arnak,
Yes.
but they forgot part of the game.
Some of the pieces got
Some of the pieces got left back at
Yes.
home because they had been playing the cooperative version of Lost Ruins of Arnak, and they had taken some of those base game pieces out of the box,
just
and they forgot about it.
I thought that was a fun game, so I'm
Yep.
going to go with that.
Brian with Gaming with ADHD is here. Good morning, kids, he says. Well, this is not morning, sir.
Same thing.
It's his morning.
Same thing.
I know, it's his morning. Let's see.
How many game nights do
How
you
many
have?
game nights do you have in a week? We're not Vanessa. Vanessa will have multiple game nights in a week.
Multiple.
Yeah. So,
We do try to have one every couple of weeks.
it's morning in some places, Kabuki Kid says. Well, it depends. We try to have only, at the most, one game night
Right.
a week
Right.
at the most, because
Right.
game nights take planning. They take,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to go set up, you have to run it, you have to host it, and we don't want to do that anymore. Now, the last few weeks,
We've had game events.
the last 2
yeah.
weeks, we've had 3 game events.
Right.
We've had 2 game nights, one at Steamers West and one at St. Paul's. And then in between those 2, we had a game event with the Wenatchee Wild, our local WHL hockey team here in town. So that is much more than normal.
Right.
Much more than normal. Usually we only do a game night, and I'm not counting when JT comes over to play games or anything like that.
Right. I was just about to say that. We get to game. We play games frequently,
Yes,
but we don't really have our full game nights very often.
right.
We're still building our game community in this area.
Vanessa, I only game on the weekends. I can hear her saying that in a frustrated voice. I only game on the weekends. Yeah, but
She's amazing.
you've had like weeks and weeks of weekends because you just said that today was your first day back at work after winter break. So you've had a 2-month-long weekend that you've done multiple game nights, multiple weeks. You can host and not cater food. You can tell people to bring their own food, snacks, drinks.
Yes.
That is true. And we haven't been doing the cooking for any of this.
Since we've been at Steamers West. we
Right.
haven't. Before we were at Steamers West, I did.
Yeah.
But now that we're at a coffee shop with flatbread pizzas that are really good,
Flatbread.
flatbread pizzas are so good. I'm not super. I'm not. It does save me a lot of time not having to.
Isn't flatbread pizza
I think it's like a non-bread technically.
But to say flatbread pizza, isn't that redundant? Because pizza is flat. And it's bread.
Oh.
What? You want me to sit up? Is that what you're
sit
saying?
up. You're like a mile away from me.
No, but I was comfortable.
So be active. You're laying down, taking a nap over there.
Game cafes exist so nobody has to clean house. That is true. Well, we don't have game nights here at the house. We have them at Steamers West, which is a cafe. We had them in the Fellowship Hall at St. Paul's. And then we had it on the concourse of the Town Toyota Center, those 3 events. So none of them have been at our house. We normally don't do things at our house because our house is a little too small to
Maybe our next house. We'll just have to upgrade.
gulp. Good point about flatbread pizza. LOL. See? The Kabuki kid gets it. She understands.
I think they're actually cooked on naan bread.
I'm not talking about. It just calling it a flatbread pizza seems redundant to me. Unless flatbread is a kind of bread, and it's supposed to be called flatbread. But does flatbread just mean that it's not leavened?
Stop. I don't know.
Leaven makes it rise. So, things that make you go, I don't know. Jesse wants to live large in a cliffside mansion.
I'm up for that, except for the whole cliffside thing.
She's not a big person on heights.
I'm not afraid of heights. I just don't like climbing down from them.
Or,
I will climb up.
I really don't like falling down from them.
I will climb up.
Why? Why would you be okay with climbing up and not climbing down?
Climbing up is easy.
Climbing down is easy.
When I bought the house,
as
let part of the walking around, I walked up on the roof.
Gravity do its job. You worked on the roof?
I walked up on the roof.
Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to make sure everything was good.
Oh.
And then I had to get down from the roof.
Neapolitan pizza has a thin crust different than American-style pizza. So why don't they call it flatbread pizza?
I'm telling you.
Why do they call it Neapolitan pizza? That makes me think that you put Neapolitan ice cream on it. Is it pizza bread that's like brown, pink, and white? Because that's what Neapolitan ice cream is. What are the flavors of Neapolitan?
Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Very
no,
good.
pistachio.
No, you are wrong.
No, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Brian says, I much prefer
cherry.
playing games at home. I have a good library and I don't drink, so it's better just to do it at home.
Oh, yeah.
But we also started going to another couple's house from churches. They have reasons they can't always get away. Going there gets them adult social time with low difficulty.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
I wouldn't
good.
mind having a couple of game nights at the house, but just select a family or two. So I think one of the things that a lot of times our game nights are multiple families. And that's what I think of as a game night. I would love to have a game night with just one family and us.
Yeah.
And I'll have them here all the time.
Yeah, we could do that.
That would be...
But here's the thing. There's most of the people that we ask to do that,
They don't have any time either.
we don't have any time. They don't have any time. It's like, when's the next time we can get that? Well, let's look at the calendar in 2 months, maybe.
I have been trying to get a family that we know and really
through
like.
football.
Through football.
Yep.
Over for dinner since September.
Yep. And it's been football, hockey, I mean, you name it. It's just been one thing right after the other that just gets in the way.
We've been trying since September.
Kabuki Kid says, looked it up. I know you would. The difference between the two really comes down to the ingredients. They both need flour, water, and salt, but pizza dough has an additional ingredient, yeast. Pizza dough is a leavened dough where flatbread is unleavened. See? I knew it. Giving it a flat texture. Al Hernandez says, you have a Texas sticker. Are y'all from around here? See? That's a Texan, y'all. I am from San Antonio. That's why I have a San Antonio sticker on my laptop. We do not currently live in Texas. We are currently in Washington State, right in the right smack dab in the middle of the state, pretty much. Little place called the Wenatchee River Valley. That's where we live. But I am from San Antonio, Texas. That's why I have a sticker there.
I'm not.
That's what I consider my home. You can take Texas. You can take the boy out of Texas. You can't take Texas out of the boy. That's the saying. Scheduling game nights is difficult. That is correct. Having our kids all above 18 helps a lot too.
Yes, that would be
Doesn't it?
super helpful.
That would be very helpful to have a little bit more time in the weeknights. But
I don't know what it was. I'm not sure what they were doing. Daphne sent me a message saying, I'm parking in the lot today because we're doing something after school. And I said, okay. And then she sent me another message saying, we're playing a Star Wars game. So that's why I parked in the parking lot. And Sam and I both went, what?
Star Wars game?
What game are you playing? What are you doing? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's Daphne.
None of her friends are gamers.
No.
Which is why I'm like, huh?
That's what I said too. I was like, what?
What Star Wars game are you talking about? That's why I asked.
I don't know.
Dang, I live in Dallas and I thought I finally found a game group near me. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I wish.
Well, in the Dallas area, Star Wars LARPing, also not her friends.
Right. I have no idea what they're doing.
Well, he lives in the Dallas area. I don't. Oh man, I do have some friends in the Dallas area. I could probably hook you up. I don't know what the gaming scene is like there, but I do have some friends in Dallas that are gamers. If you send me a email to flipsideobg@gmail.com, go ahead and put it up.
I can't write as fast as you.
Doesn't matter. Fight your way into Aldi's gaming group. That is true. BoardGameGeek.com, their whole group is in Dallas. So that might be another.
Is that right?
Flipsideobg@gmail.com. Yep, that's correct. But anyway, I'll do what I can. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do what I can to try to find you a group that you can hook up with there in Dallas. But that's a joke. Aldi's group is pretty small and exclusive. No, I know that. I'm just saying that there's got to be gaming groups that are in Dallas. I'm not talking specifically about Aldi's gaming group, but yeah. The BGG building is in Dallas. Maybe they can point you somewhere. Exactly.
Good suggestion.
So there has to be some gaming groups in Dallas area. That's a big town. No, there is. I have three to five friends that come to mind right off the bat that I could probably get a hold of. So just email me if you're interested. You don't have to, but if you're interested, I can maybe connect you with some people that might be able to get you down that path. I think the owner of Arcane Wonders lives in Dallas as well. Oh. So, and I know they play test games all the time. So, I got people I can call. I'm just saying. Just looked out the window and it has started snowing. David Brownlee says. That will teach me to look out the window. Yeah. She texted me earlier today that she said, "Is it snowing out there? It's trying to start snowing here." And I went out inside about a half hour later, and it was like sleeting, like frozen rain. I
got myself confused this morning because from my office, I could look out across the playground and I could see the stuff in the air.
Stuff?
I couldn't tell what it was. It was rain or drizzle or snow. It was like there. Then I went into the lobby and I couldn't see it from there. So then I went outside and I couldn't see it from there. So then I stepped outside and I'm like, I think it's drizzling. It was really light. It was really confusing.
I do not know if they meet at Madness Games and Comics, although Madness Games and Comics is mad large, mad huge. So, I mean, that's really what I would... A lot of... see... Madness Comics and Games is a great place. It's a great store. I don't know how community integrated they are. I've only been there once, and it was when I was going to BGG Con. That's another thing that you should look into as well. BGG Con, they have BGG Spring, and then in the fall they have another convention called BGG.con. Those are both great places, great conventions for you to go to. So I would look into that if I were you. But Madness Comics and Games is a huge store, but I don't, and they've got a lot of stuff, but I don't know how integrated they are with the community. But a lot of game stores, if you go in and ask them, they'll tell you, yeah, we have board game night on XYZ night, or we have Magic the Gathering night on Fridays, or whatever it might be. And that's another way that you could get hooked up into a group, is just by meeting some other people at the store. But again, I don't know how integrated they are in the community, having only been there once. Vanessa says it feels like, and I've never been to Nerdvana, so I apologize. It feels like spring here, hence why I'm back to work early.
Yeah.
David says it was sunny this morning. If you don't like the weather in the Pacific Northwest, you only have to wait a couple hours for it to change.
Yep.
That is correct. Thank you so much. You are welcome. You're welcome, Al. I appreciate it. Appreciate you asking. I mean, I hope you find a group to get into, and I think you will. I think you will. There's a good bit of gaming that goes on in Dallas. But definitely look into BGG. If you're not on BoardGameGeek.com, that's BGG.com. Board Game Geek, all one word. If you're not on that, get hooked into that. That is a great website for you to use as far as learning more about games and being pointed in the right direction to a lot of different podcasts and content creators, articles, you name it. It's a great place to go. Thank you, Kabuki. Appreciate it. All right.
Yes,
Well,
I was like, well, I can't type that.
you literally can.
I could, but I didn't.
All right. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Blah. I don't like rain. I like rain. I don't like being in the rain. I like watching the rain from inside where I'm dry.
Okay, so watch this, y'all. We could go for a walk tomorrow.
Nope. Not if it's raining.
You won't go if it's not raining. Quit leaning back.
What? This is
I'm like a
comfortable.
mile from the microphone. There's only one microphone.
It's okay. Gotta run, David says. Bye, y'all. See you later, David. We're about to end here anyway, so thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, we've been going for about an hour and 48 minutes, so it's pretty cool. All right. Well, I've got to clean up this mess that I've made, this glorious mess, and so we're going to get out of here. We appreciate your time. We'll be back tomorrow with a review of Ostia, a live review of Ostia tomorrow afternoon. I don't know exactly what time yet because I got to figure out what time she's going to be around. But that's going to happen tomorrow. I might do another. I don't know. We'll be doing a playthrough of Philharmonics on Friday. We'll have our regularly scheduled Q&A on Saturday morning. I don't think we have anything going on Saturday morning.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
So
We will be down a kid.
most of the stuff.
We won't have one kid this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think Daphne has a competition.
Yeah. So most everything's going to stay the same. But we'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.
Bye.
Boom, 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 boom.